Alright, we are back once again on the money grind. We now have, finally, an end goal in sight. 968,000 Pokebucks. That's all that's standing between us and Pokemon Stadium. It seems like a lot. I'm sure it seems like quite a few runs. But we're well on our way there, and that is everything, literally everything. Well, that, getting the TMs from the Celadon Game Corner, the Rocket Game Corner, and then teaching those TMs to the appropriate Pokemon, that's it. We have all our stat boosters, we have all our grinding done. Everything is in place. As soon as this Cloyster stops using Clamp, I think it might have gotten a 5 roll there. I wasn't really paying attention too much. Alright, Super Potion? No, Spike Cannon. Fair enough. But we have our goal in sight. $968 Pokebucks. That's all that's left. All that's left to get. Might take a few streams to get through all of it. But we are well on our way. Alright, our attack has not been dropped. We can, in fact, take out this Jinx with one shot. Just like that. No crit necessary. Yes, I am excited. I'm excited. I think I've had my fill of Pokemon Blue. You know, love it to bits. Very nostalgic for it. But it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to move on to bigger, better things with an additional D attached to them. Not 2D, but 3D. The third dimension awaits. I need just a little bit more money to get there. Hello, Bruno. Hello. It's always a pleasure to see you. But I'm thinking, for sure, at the very least, sometime next week, we should be done with Blue. After that, after we've got all our moves taught, take maybe a day or two to make sure everything's set up correctly for Stadium. Make sure the emulator works. We can get all our Pokemon transferred over. Probably won't, may or may not show that. Haven't decided yet. Did check into all the specifics of what we need to do. But yeah, we are almost there. We are very nearly there. It's exciting. It's exciting indeed. It's been quite the trip, if I do say so myself. It's not over yet, of course. Though at this point we're sort of just going through the motions. We're more or less just going through the motions at this point. We've been doing this so many times, it's basically routine. Though of course that's the point where you start making errors, start making mistakes. There is submission. Will it crit? It hit, but will it crit? Oh, there's the crit submission. Very, very nasty. He may have fainted if we didn't use Soft Boiled before that fight. I don't think he rolled particularly high for that, though. I think I've seen that roll much higher. We're gonna go ahead and heal up now. before we forget to. Wouldn't that be unfortunate? Roll up to Lance with a nearly dead cat. I'm sure we could take him out still, but... but next up is not Lance. Next up is Agatha. And we're going to see how a real trainer fights one of these days. Probably not today. We'll probably see in Stadium. I feel like the teams are a bit more thought out, I suppose. I suppose that would be the phrase I would use to describe it. Thought out. Especially in round 2. Again, somewhat nervous for how round 2 is going to go. I'm not terribly concerned about round 1. But round 2 could be scary. Round 2 could be scary indeed. I think we'll be okay with Mewtwo. I don't think he'll be much of a problem. I don't think so. We've more or less purpose-built that team to take him on. I think we could do it. So go ahead and use Fly. Hope we don't miss. That could be unfortunate. We did not miss, though. We hit the Gengar. Lovely. Wonderful. Magnificent. We are something special. It's official. Put the cat out front. And on to Lance. Take the long walk down the only hallway in this whole damn building. Into the Hall of Statues. It's got so much unused space in this room. It's kind of a waste. It really is kind of a waste. Alright, slash the Gyarados. Would prefer not to deal too much with it. It is in fact scarier than the Dragonairs. Unsurprisingly. You know, being fully evolved and all that. And there's a crit. Not ideal, but we can work with it, I think. We can work through it. Another Payday. Let's hope for a Hyper Potion here. Okay, we got the Hyper Potion. Let's hope for not another crit. Okay. Slam, that's fine. Slam is whatever. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Swap over for Aerodactyl. With that adorable underbite. Almost an adorable little underbite, but there's nothing little about that chin. I tell you what, about that jaw. It's a good thing you're not a boxer, buddy. It's a thankful thing you're not a boxer. Alright. Let's give the dragon some coin. Throw him some money. He missed the slam. Well, my friend, if you can't slam with the best, then you can jam with the rest. That'd be a fun thing to play, wouldn't it? Barkley's Shut Up and Jam Gaiden. Classic. Classic JRPG. I'm pretty sure I would get content ID'd, though, for the Ian Gillan song from Blue Dragon. Also known as Jesus Christ, the guy from Deep Purple sings this. Also, kind of a funny thing about that little quip. Coincidentally, Ian Gillan, not just in Deep Purple, did actually play Jesus Christ in the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. So a bit of funny trivia there. I don't know if the joke was intentional, but it is perhaps accidentally multi-layered, which is fun. It's a fun thing. Mirror move, Sky Attack. That's fine. We can work with it. Mirror move would have been nice. Wouldn't have been that big of a deal, though. It's alright. It's okay. We can look the other way. We can try to understand the New York Times effect on man. Swap over to Sheridan. Right on. Send you down to Davy Jones. Ta-ta. Right, and then back over to Mercury. I believe it's just Slash from here on out. I believe. Yes. We've used all our Payday. All of our uses of Payday are extinguished. Give me a break, give me a break, break me off a piece of that Payday bar. I do like Paydays. I like the chocolate ones too, those are pretty good. I think my favorite candies might be the, what are they? Mounds? They're the dark chocolate and coconut. Two of my favorite things. I know a lot of people don't care for coconut. I think because of the texture, usually is what it is. But as someone who enjoys coconut and sauerkraut, I do not mind that texture one bit. I do not get to enjoy sauerkraut all that much. The missus does not care for it. Which is fine, you know, it's her prerogative. But just not something she wants to have. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. We all got our tastes. I'm sure I've got plenty of stuff that I don't like that some people are like, "Oh, this is wonderful. Why don't you like this?" Like, oh, fish. Hate fish. Don't like eating fish. Some people love it. I mean, I live not too far from a fairly large body of water. So, you know, some people are always like, oh, well, you're not close enough to, you know, a body of water where the fish is fresh. No, I live fairly close to a large body of water. Don't live directly on it, but fairly close to one. Still don't care for it. Alright, that is unfortunate. We can roll with it, though. We'll see how Slowbro goes. Hopefully we don't get too many crits on it. See, that's the kind of frustrating thing when you get a growl early on, and then you just crit everything. Nothing yet, though. Nothing yet. We'll see how it goes. The Poke Gods... See, there's the crit right there. All of our hard work invalidated. The Poke Gods, so I guess Arceus and however you want to pronounce that, and whatever. I'd like to see Withdraw or Growl, though, if you please. Okay, there's Withdraw. That might give me one more hit. No, we crit! Of course. Of course. Why would we not? Imagine living in a world where Persian doesn't crit. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be just nuts? Like a Payday bar. So again, I would prefer... Actually, you know what? Probably the best, like, chocolate candy I've ever had, actually, was in one of those boxes, and it's dark chocolate and, like, spicy orange. It's an interesting flavor. That actually goes together pretty well. I'm a bit of a fiend for dark chocolate. I prefer it over the milk. Its milk cousin. White's not too bad, but prefer dark. I like that hint of bitterness. I like the interesting flavors you can pair with dark chocolate. I feel like it's better for pairing stuff. It's got a very distinct flavor to it, and like that's what it has, right? So it's like I like pairing things together that have one like really strong flavor, so you can kind of mix two strong flavors together. I don't like mixing together things that are already very complex, if that makes any sense. Like the bitterness of the dark chocolate, and then like the spice of the orange. Two very, very strong tastes coming together to form something complex and interesting. That's the kind of stuff I like. Or like with sauerkraut, having having it on like a Reuben sandwich. I personally think the most important aspect of that sandwich is getting the mix of the sauerkraut and the Thousand Island right. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, the corned beef's important and all. That's the wrong Pokemon. Son of bitch. But the real, you know, meat and potatoes of that sandwich, I feel like a lot of the taste comes from... Focus energy twice. It comes from the sauerkraut and the Thousand Island. Kind of pairing together and really making a distinct, strong flavor. I mean, the corned beef, of course, adds some saltiness, I guess the umami, or whatever you want to call it. But I feel like the real zing of a Reuben sandwich comes from the Thousand Island and sauerkraut. And if you get that wrong, the whole sandwich is just ugh. But if you get that right, even if you don't have the best corned beef ever, still think it makes a pretty good sandwich. You got the Swiss in there, but it's very subtle. It's more for texture than anything else, I think. Of course, you got the rye, which adds a little bit. But again, the rye is very, very much in the background. The stars of the show are the sauerkraut and the Thousand Island. Full stop. That's how it is. I feel very strongly about Reuben sandwiches, by the way. Don't get me started talking about them. I'll never stop. Definitely my favorite sandwich. And there's a lot of sandwiches I like. Don't get me wrong, but I would say if I had one that I could only eat for the rest of my life, and you know I wouldn't have to consider like the health effects of eating like that sandwich for the rest of my life, like, oh, am I getting the proper nutrition from eating this? No, if I didn't have to think about that at all, just based purely off of taste, would go with the Reuben. Like that, maybe some nice pretzels on the side. Good stuff. Good stuff. Here I am talking about food a little bit before lunchtime, around about an hour. So we'll see how many runs we get through today. I think we're making decent progress. I think we have a little over 200,000 Pokebucks. So we're doing all right. We're doing definitely all right. We're getting there. We're making our way through the Elite Four. over and over again. We're almost done. We've come so far. We've been doing so much work, putting so much into it. We're in a good spot, I feel. We're in a great spot. Oof. That damage, though. Alright, let's see if it does less than Dragon Rage would have. 35. Yep. Dragon Rage would have been a better move there. What a depressing thought. I'm sorry, but it's just never not funny to me. It's never not funny. Alright, another Hyper Beam. So 32 will be 40. Nope. Did 36. Again, less than Dragon Rage. Oh well, they tried. I'm not, terribly shook up about Lance not doing the optimal strats. We'll see what he tries in Stadium, though. Stadium will be a whole new ballgame, but then again, once we get to Stadium, we will have Lapras with Stab Ice Beam. That's going to be quite a treat, I feel. I was thinking maybe Blizzard would be a better pick for Lapras, but I feel Ice Beam with the increased power points, especially with Stab, I feel that's fine, that's enough. Alright, there's a Hyper Potion. I think we need one more Payday. I think he has to recharge this turn. Yep, and then Slash, because we have 3 Paydays. So we're good. We are all set. So as long as we get these 3 Paydays off, it doesn't really matter too much what happens in the next fight. As long as we get the money. As long as we win. Oh no, it big guy. Alright. Ourselves a grand old time. A fine and dandy time. Alright, let's see if we can get the mirror move this time. Let's see if Pidgeot will cooperate. Nope, we're gonna crit it and kill it immediately. Alright. Alright, fine. Fine. Well, now we've got a spare Payday to use somewhere. I think we'll use it on Gyarados. That'll be the plan. That will be the plan. Right, so that is you down. Lovely. Go ahead and swap you out. I don't think it has any grass-type moves. It's an interesting thing. No, we want to use Slash here. Slash on Executor, then Payday on Gyarados. That's how we're doing it. That is how we be doing it. So you get your money. Hyper Beam. Even if this does somehow make us faint, I'm not, not terribly worried about it. We're fine. We're beyond the point where any of these Pokemon are much of a danger to us. We're so many levels ahead. Alright. This big guy down again. 248. About a quarter of the way there now. Making progress. We are making progress. We are most definitely making progress. Let me consider too, is I think we also have some leftover coins from the Rocket Game Corner. Do we have the coin case on us, by the way? Yep, we do. 30. Okay, we have 30 coins left over. Not a whole lot. Didn't save there, but whatever. I'm not terribly worried about a soft lock or anything going too terribly wrong. Right. Time to earn our paycheck. There's a crit to start things off. Not what I wanted. Not gonna lie, it's not what I wanted. I didn't want that either, if I'm being honest. Would have preferred to not C-clamp. Would have preferred Spike Cannon. Spike Cannon would have been nice. Would have preferred they didn't get such a high roll. Hey, there's the high roller. Right. Spike Cannon's fine. It's kind of annoying, but it's not clamp, so... And you only got 2 hits there. Not too bad. Not too terrible. We can work with it. We can work it, baby! That was not even a crit. Kind of concerned. Kinda concerned. Wasn't a crit either. We dropped it in 2 hits. Cat is too strong. Cat too strong! And then go ahead and throw down a slash. Lovely. There goes Lapras. Laplace. Swap you in. You know, all these VODs are in, like, one giant playlist. Can you imagine somebody, like, going back and watching through all of this? Like, can you imagine? Just days on end. Just watching this. I cannot imagine it. Swap it out for Hitmonchan. Alright, we're using Slash. Don't use Payday here. Use Slash. It's a great thing to see. No, don't swap for Hitmonlee. We want to use Payday here. What am I thinking? It's the problem. I'm not. That's the problem. Too many toasters. You know what they say. All toasters toast toast. I remember back in those days. That was funny. Those halcyon days. Those halcyon days of yore. Days long past now. More innocent time. When you could unironically find Hotel Mario kind of funny. And weren't being ironic about literally everything. Imagine giving a shit about anything. It's alright though. I was there. I experienced it. Or experienced it. It's what matters in the end. I've got the memories. Those can't be taken. Well, hopefully not. Maybe the little green men come at night and take them away from me. Bit by bit. Maybe those memories aren't even real. Maybe they're all imagined. That's what I get for being nostalgic. Alright. Full bats down. Then again, I suppose the entire reason I'm here doing this at all, it is nostalgia. And really, the only reason I'm playing pretty much any of these games is that I'm nostalgic for them. I mean, objectively, if I wanted to play, like, the best monster collecting game ever, I don't know, maybe Heart Gold, Soul Silver or something? Maybe Platinum? Or like a ROM hack of Platinum, like Renegade Platinum or something? Ooh, or maybe like Glazed for Emerald. Apparently that's been, I guess taken down, you would say. It's just been a DMCA for Pokemon Glazed. Just Glazed, not Blaze Glaze. Blazed Glazed. It's a fucking mouthful, by the way. I've got a copy of it, though. Maybe I'll play through that. It's like the forbidden fruit. I mean, I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You know, I could also play, what is it, AM2R? That could be a fun thing to play. Just because it's, something you're not supposed to have. Or like that leak of, what was it, Dinosaur Planet? So, Star Fox Adventures before Star Fox. You know, Rare had their time in the sun doing their interpretation of Mario 64 like 4 fucking times. With the Banjo games, DK64, and then Conker's Bad Fur Day. You know, I think it's only fair they got to try the Zelda formula. Alright, Hyper Potion. Might have to try Dinosaur Planet someday. Or, I guess, Star Fox Adventures. Maybe both, why not? Just because I've never been especially keen on Zelda. I always thought it was, not a bad series, but just really overhyped. Like, people go fucking nuts for Legend of Zelda shit. And I don't feel that. And don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's not bad in the slightest. They're not bad games. I just don't think they're these, transcendental, like, religious video game experiences that a lot of other people think they are. I always like to joke around that Beyond Good and Evil is the best Zelda game. I mean, I feel that game is pretty much just about as good as a Zelda game, in my experience. I don't know, maybe I just haven't found the one that clicks yet, you know? Like, I played through Ocarina. Like, on the original hardware, too. I played it on the 64. I remember very distinctly, over one summer break in college, where I played through Mega Man 64, so basically Mega Man Legends, and then Ocarina of Time. And let me tell you, that was a grand old fucking time. I know a lot of people don't like Mega Man 64, like the 64 port of Legends especially. Because even at that time, it was a really fucking dated game, especially controls-wise. I enjoyed it, though. It was charming. So I played through that, and then I played through Ocarina of Time. Just over the course of one summer break. I remember very distinctly, I was living in an apartment on campus. And my roommate was, back at, with his parents over most of summer break. So I had that place to myself. And God fucking damn, do I remember distinctly, like, having, like, a fucking, like, Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich. Sitting on the, we didn't have a couch, but we had, like, kind of like lazy boy sort of chairs. Like recliners, sort of. I don't think they were recliners, so I think they're just big, comfy chairs, but I digress. Just the glow of the... Did we have a CRT? I think we had a CRT somewhere in that house. Maybe it wasn't set up with the 64, though. Yeah, that was nostalgic, though. That is the only game system I actually took with me to college. My 64. We were playing, I remember one time I had a buddy over, because, in high school, me and that buddy would always get together for, Black Friday. You know, the day after Thanksgiving, go around. There was a game store that we'd always go to. This is the wrong Pokemon. Shit. Whatever. Been doing this a lot today. There's a game store that's not there anymore that I got, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 and Jet Force Gemini on the 64. I'll swap over to Mercury. Please and thank you. I remember just on a lark, we were just like, hey, let's play through Mario 64 and just beat it. And we did. On that 64. Still actually have a bottle of vodka we shared from that day. Still got that. Kept it. Terrible vodka, by the way. Burnett's Peach. Absolutely dreadful, dreadful vodka. To this day, I cannot have, like, a peach-flavored, like, food stuff without thinking of that vodka. For better or for worse. So, that left an impression for sure. Yeah, just sitting on that big old chair, playing through Mega Man Legends, an Ocarina of Time. Finally, beating it. I'd played it, here and there before, but I never, like, powered through and beat it. Still haven't 100% it. 100% it, 100%ed it. I don't know quite what the correct terminology might be for that. But I beat it. I got to the end screen. Over that one summer break. I think it would have been junior going into senior year of college. I think that would have been when it would be. That would have been it, I think. It's a good time. Just having that place all to myself. The solitude of the campus over summer break. God, that was nice. Like, if I had known the missus and was living with her at that point, I think that would have been just fucking perfect. That apartment, I think, is a little small for what we'd want, but these were some good times. Nostalgic for those, definitely. Maybe that's what I should do someday. Just try and play through Jet Force Gemini. Got a few different things I want to do. Probably that probably won't be the thing I do next. Holy shit, we were getting so many crits. It's always after they use fucking Growl, too. We always get crit after crit after crit. Should we? Fuck it. If we get frozen, we have Ice Heals. There we go. Believe in the crit. ABC, always be critting. This I do not believe in so much, so we're gonna use Slash. Sorry, Lapras, you don't get money. You do not get the money. Yeah, but Jet Force Gemini, I think, would have been oof, if they waited a couple years and put that on the GameCube. Because that's a game that really, really wants to have a C button, or a C stick, I should say. Not a C button. It has C buttons. But if that game had the C stick on the GameCube, it would have been a much better game, I feel. It's just such an awkward thing trying to kind of force dual analog controls onto that Nintendo 64 controller. I mean, you know, bless them over at Rare, but they only could have done so much. There's only so much they could have done to try and make that game work. I wonder if there's maybe an updated re-release or something. You know what? That would actually be a really, really nice game to see a PC port of. I know that's kind of been the en vogue thing recently, decompiling Nintendo 64 games and then porting them to run natively on computers, like PCs. So I know like Mario 64 has been done. I think Ocarina of Time has been done. I know there's people working on Perfect Dark. A few other games as well. I think Jet Force Gemini might be one of them. I don't remember. That's a game, though, I feel could really benefit from, like, either dual analog controls or even mouse look might be nice on that. Like a free-aiming mouse look. Kind of wonder if you could, like, retrofit, like, the 1964, like, mouse injector for Perfect Dark and GoldenEye to fit with Jet Force Gemini. Yeah, there's the X Defend. Lovely to see that today. You know what might also be would never I don't think I don't think they'd ever get away with it, but like a port of like Pokemon, one of the Pokemon games. That would be pretty fucking wild, a PC port of Pokemon. I mean, theoretically, it could be done. Like if you could do a Nintendo 64 game, I feel like you can do, you know, Pokemon. Maybe even some of the Game Boy Advance games. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about doing that sort of thing. I don't know the first thing about that process, so not an expert. Not going to try and sound like I am an expert. Oh, you know what else? Speaking of Mega Man Legends, you know what else would really benefit from like a sort of free aim system? That fucking game. As it is, I feel like a lot of games in that time that would benefit from like a free aim sort of thing, with like dual analog or like mouse look, it would kind of break the game a bit because they're designed around the limitations that come with the, you know, their various control schemes. Like GoldenEye, mouse and keyboard. Oh, thing of fucking beauty. Or Perfect Dark too. But you know, those games aren't designed around, you know, the player having that much control over their aim. So it kind of makes the game a little easier. But they're still fun, I think. They're still fun to play that way. I don't think I could ever really go back to playing GoldenEye without some sort of mouse look. I don't want to do it. I've spent enough time playing GoldenEye with that Nintendo 64 controller. I don't want to go back. Simple as that. You cannot make me. I refuse. Alright, so I figure after... we'll do maybe 2 more runs today, after this one. Have ourselves a grand old time. Alright, throw down the slash. So we're making some pretty damn good progress. We're making some really good progress. Like, I didn't think we'd be where we are today, you know, this week. I thought we'd be at this point next week, and like late next week too. But no, we're chugging along nicely. And perhaps chugging really is the right word here, just kind of lurching along slowly. I mean, it's been a long playthrough of this game. It really has. And to anyone who's actually been, you know, keeping up with it, I do appreciate it. You know I don't really do this for the audience. This is for me. This is what I want to do. What you want does not really factor into it. Sorry, it's just how it is. I'm gonna play what I want to play because this is not my job. I do not make money from this. And if you enjoy it, you know, nice. I'm glad you do. You know, I don't want to go out of my way to, you know, make you have a bad time. I don't want to go out of my way to do anything. This is leisure. It's a hobby. I sure as shit don't want to go out of my way to do anything for it. So, pardon me if I'm not, you know, professional, like, face cam bullshit streamer. It's not who I want to be. It's not how I want to do this. I have no illusions about, you know, quote-unquote, making it. I'm just here to have a good time. And, you know, if people like it, cool. Honestly, I doubt a whole hell of a lot of people do, but, you know. I've always been more keen to make, I guess, more niche content anyways. I really just don't want to do the obvious thing. I don't want to feel like I'm chasing a trend. I mean, of course, you know, when I decide to do Pokemon and, you know, transfer teams to Stadium, of course, then and there is when Nintendo decides to release Stadium on the Switch expansion pack. But, you know, I fucking planned this ahead of time, okay? I've been doing this for fucking months. I've been doing this since, like, last August, I'd like to say. August, September, roundabout? I think late August, I think it was, when this started. So, Nintendo's copying me, okay? I'm not copying Nintendo. This is 100% Nintendo stealing my idea. So I figure, definitely, sometime next week, we're going to finish with Blue. So, exciting, exciting. Very eager to take on Stadium. I feel like it's gonna either be like we spend a whole hell of a lot of time in there too, or it just goes by in a fucking flash. We actually did not one-shot it. That's interesting. I didn't know that was actually possible to not one-shot it with a crit there. It's okay. We have the Poke Flute. So we just do it again. Kind of a weird thing to see, though. Not gonna lie. But very glad I haven't burnt out on this. Very, very glad indeed. I feel like I've paced myself well enough to not burn out doing this. That's the key there. So I feel like this would be a very easy thing to burn out on. So it really is just these same fights over and over again. I mean, there's not much new going on. There's a few things here and there that can kind of throw you well, come from left field or throw you a curveball. Getting my metaphors mixed up a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. There's only a few things that can really, vary all that much from run to run. But we're making it through. We are making it through. We're, I think, just about a third of the way there in terms of cash. Yeah, we're doing good. We're on track. So I'm hoping that maybe around like next Wednesday, I'd like to say, we can finish this up. Probably not going to stream tomorrow. Probably going to work on some other stuff. We'll see if there's anything I really need to get done. Like, in actual life. Believe it or not, I do have one of those to attend to. I don't spend all my time just playing Pokemon on Twitch. I wish I could spend a lot more of it playing Pokemon on Twitch, but, I wish I did not need a full-time job to support myself and, well, to help support myself and the missus. Glad that missed, by the way. But, that's the way it goes. But, I see to my adult responsibilities, and you know what? Fuck it. If I want to play Pokemon, I'm gonna play fucking Pokemon. And thinking, too, I definitely, Oh, you bastard. You bastard. Do we go for it? Do we go for it again? Oh, that's just asking for trouble. It's asking for trouble. For just one payday. No, we won't. We won't. Just use Slash. I'm half tempted to say, like, okay, when we're done with Stadium, no more Pokemon for 1 year. Don't know if I want to make an official, like, moratorium on that, though. Very tempted to, though. Like, I gotta do other stuff. Lest people start thinking of me as some sort of Poke-tuber. Which, I am not. I am not. Got a lot of nostalgia for early Pokemon, but that's about it. So, this was a lot of my childhood, I'll admit it. I grew up with these games. I grew up with the Game Boy Color and the 64 and all that. That was Babby's first console for me. We actually had an NES. I have a couple older brothers, so we had the NES. Never had the Super Nintendo though. Interestingly enough, just never got one. Went straight from the NES to the 64. So quite the leap, quite the graphical leap. Yeah, the 64 was, that was my baby. It was my baby. So a lot of nostalgia for that sort of 5th generation. Kind of unfortunate it got sandwiched between the Super Nintendo, which, you know, is a fucking all-time classic, and the GameCube and, like, that generation with the PS2 and the GameCube and the Xbox. That had a whole bunch of, like, really revolutionary games in their own right. I mean, the PS2 was fucking ubiquitous. The GameCube had a lot of good stuff. The Xbox, of course, had, you know, the juggernaut that was Halo and Halo 2. There's another crit. Not loving that. So then you got the Nintendo 64, kind of awkwardly between those. I mean, you know, perfectly good system. A lot of really solid games on it. But a little bit janky by today's standards, I guess. A little unfortunate, because there's some good stuff here. Definitely some good stuff. It's like, I feel like the GameCube, for example, had like more solid games on it. But like the highs were higher on the 64, if that makes any sense. Like, the 64 had both higher highs and lower lows than a lot of GameCube games did. GameCube games fell closer to like the mean. Or there was a wider variation with the 64. Like, you had either really good stuff or, like, really just god-awful shit. Whereas with the GameCube, it was more consistent. I mean, of course, there's a few, like, standout titles on it. You know, fucking Melee. Which, to this day, people are like, oh, it's the best Smash Bros. Ever. Which, you know, maybe it is. I don't really give a shit about Smash Bros. I'll play it, you know, with friends. I don't get the competitive community. To be fair, I don't get it for a lot of games. Never been big into fighting games. Don't really care for stuff like Counter-Strike. I feel like there's more fun games to be played at like LAN parties and shit. Like, if you want to be a sweaty tryhard, just play fucking Quake 3. By the way, Quake is better than Unreal, but I feel like I'd rather play Unreal with you know, just some casual friends. Quake 3 is for when I want to settle a dispute with somebody instead of dueling them like with a gun or something. Duel them in Quake. Whereas Unreal Tournament's just like, oh, let's have some fun. Have some zany fun. Do some insta-gib shit. I feel like Perfect Dark also, with the way just the multiplayer is set up in that game, is a really good party game. It's just the modularity and the customizability of the multiplayer mode in that. And the thing is, too, there's more than just, like, deathmatch. There's, like, co-op. They have a counter-operative, which is where, you know, one player is trying to do the mission, and the other player takes control of one of the enemies in the level and tries to stop the first player. Don't really see that done too much anymore. I know GoldenEye was more, probably more accessible for a lot of people. I think it definitely sold a lot better, but, I just love the cut of Perfect Dark's jib. There's a lot of really fun, zany shit it did. Like, there's even the existence of the, what is it called? The Farsight. That sniper rifle that has the built-in wall hack and aimbot. And can shoot through walls. It's fucking bonkers! And, you know, in a properly competitive game, that would have never made it in. Hyper Potion? No Hyper Potion, okay. It's fine, we can work with it. You know, in a proper competitive game, the Farsight would have never fucking existed. But it's there in Perfect Dark. Because, you know, it's not meant to be balanced. It's meant to be, you know, just fun. Like, stupid, zany, madcap fun. Or shit like the fucking, like the one assault rifle, the Dragon. Which, its secondary fire is literally you place it down and it becomes a proximity mine. But it looks like, you know, a gun pickup. That's fucking bonkers. That is fucking bonkers. And only in that game, I feel, would you get away with that kind of shit. It's stupid, but it's stupid in a way that's fun, if that makes any sense. And that's why I love it. That might be something I do, like trying to do the multiplayer challenges in Perfect Dark. So I don't know quite what I'd want to do, like if I do the campaign, how I might want to do that. Got a couple different ideas. But nothing finalized for sure. But I feel like definitely doing the like multiplayer challenges, trying to get through all of those, that might be something I stream at some point. Don't know when it might be, but at some point. Like I don't know if I want to do like another like I don't know if I want to do like even more Nintendo 64 games so soon after Stadium, you know. Just been on a 5th generation kick at the moment. It's really been on that 5th generation. It's been really riding high on that. I don't want to pigeonhole myself too much. Because, you know, so far we've had a pretty decent spread of games across different generations. We've had some 5th gen stuff with this, you know, the Stadium. We've done 4th with Shadowrun, some Aerobiz. We did 6 with Ace Combat 4. So we haven't been, you know, haven't been harping too much on one singular like console generation. Alright, so I think we'll do one more run today of the Elite Four. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get too pigeonholed. I want to have some variety. It's just, this is what I feel like doing at the moment. Sorry. I should try finding a nice PC game to play. Instead of just doing the emulator stuff. Or excuse me, overclocked retro console stuff. Yeah. That's what it is. Overclocked retro consoles. Alright, Lorelei. Once more today, with feeling, if you please. Make me feel alive. Please. I would appreciate it. You've not gotten a single rest from this dugong today. Kind of disappointing. Kind of disappointing. Not gonna lie. I'll level with you, it's a little disappointing. Crit there. Supersonic. Not a fan of that. Payday still went off, though. I'm less worried about Supersonic or, I guess, being confused with Slowbro out. So can't really do too much. Hit withdraw. Amnesia. Not ideal. Okay, confused no more. Please don't crit. Okay, Super Potion. Alright, it's not going to be enough to save you, but... It's not you using Growl, so I'll take it. Alright, let's get this Jinx. Scatter coins all about. All about. It's an Ice-type specialist. They could be Canadian. It's possible. It's possible. It could, in fact, be Canadian. Right, swap you around. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Alright. What do you have today, Bruno? Anything interesting? Anything at all? What do you got? Love to see it. Would love to see whatever you have. Really, I guess it's only whatever the Machamp has. Can't really do terribly much else. Just not giving them the opportunity. So slash you. And then payday for you. It'll be interesting going to Stadium, seeing how these teams change. So they all get one more Pokemon, and I don't think you're allowed to have duplicates. We'll see how that goes for them. We'll see how that goes. So far, not too bad. Alright, Machamp. My boy. This leer is what all true warriors strive for. Alright. Pretty decent Bruno. Fairly nice Bruno to us. Okay. That's good. That's nice. Very magnanimous of him. Let's continue on. To good old Agatha. The sound of Daffy Duck having a stroke. Beautiful. Throw it on a wing attack. Alright. Some bite. Give him some zip. Some zap. Give him some zoom. And then more wings. Why not? Wings over America. Okay, another bite. Bite the snake. And then, one more chance to fuck up this fly, Fulcrum. One more chance. Will you do it? Will you disappoint me? You will not disappoint. Lovely. It's wonderful when you do what I want you to do. It's a beautiful thing. Look at us, we're special. We're special. Alright, put you out front. Give you an egg, because why the hell not? Fuck it. You get an egg! It's all yours. 20 HP. Very necessary to heal that. Could have used just one potion, but no. No. We're using an egg. Egg is for free. Do you think there's, like, chancy, like, egg farming operations in Pokemon? You think that that's like what eggs are instead of like from chickens? Come to think of it, is there a chicken Pokemon? Wait, no, there is. There's Torchic. So I guess that line are chickens, I guess? Do they lay like edible eggs? Can they use soft-boiled? Be interesting if they could. I mean, if they're gonna be chickens, they may as well, you know, be able to lay eggs. And again, a bit of an oddity. I think all Chanseys are female, aren't they? Or are there male Chanseys? There might be male Chanseys. I don't remember off the top of my head. Of course, gender only exists for, I guess, 6 Pokemon in this generation, so make of that what you will. Does not get properly introduced until Gen 2. Of course, if you're here watching this, you probably know that by now. I have to assume you do. Alright, let's see what Dragonite decides to do. What you got, buckaroo? Got some sauce. Got some spice. Want 3 paydays if we can get that. If you please. If it's not too much trouble. Hey, it was too much trouble. Fuck. What do you know? What do you know? It was actually too much trouble. Alright, we've got 1 extra payday. That's fine. We can work with that. Use it on Gyarados again, I guess. Fuck it. Yeah, he's the real champion. Whatever. Got shit to do, Lance. So I think after this session today, we're not going to do any shopping. We're just going to do it all at the end. Take care of it all at the same time. Right. Will we get Mirror Move? Be nice to see that happen. Nice! 1 last Mirror Move for today. Beautiful. Alright, Alakazam. The Spoon Man himself. Right on. And Surf. And then back to Mercury. Alright, you get a Slash. Hopefully the crit doesn't fail to kill you this time. That would be unfortunate if that happened. Alright, did its job. Very good. 2 more. Alright, let's use Payday. Let's get that down. Sweet, it hit. It did not miss. It can Gen 1 miss. It is tragic. Dragon Rage, that's fine. It's whatever. We can deal with Dragon Rage. We can deal with any sort of rage, honestly. Rage is also a bad move. Dragon Rage is good at lower levels. It is. When anything has barely any HP. That guaranteed 40 is pretty damn good in Pika Cup. Argentini will know it. Alright, so 383. We're on our way. We are on our way for sure. On our way to greatness. On our way to the third dimension. Right, we're healed up. Go ahead and head into Lorelai's room. Throw down a save. Do not talk to her. Throw down a save. Save the game. At 190 hours. Alright. Until next time. Until then, the grind shall continue until morale improves.